and allowing the sound of the bell to gently release us from engagement and conversation, and to come home to our bodies, letting go the need to do anything or be anywhere, and starting the process of releasing and relaxing. And perhaps beginning with a couple of really nice inhales, breathing in wide and full. And on the exhale, just noticing if we're holding tension in our jaw, in our bellies. And just inviting a sense of noticing and becoming aware of the floor beneath us, the chair, the cushion. And seeing if it's possible to let go of the tension that we're holding in our muscles and allow ourselves to be held. And just becoming aware of any resistance that might show up. And noticing how it feels in the body. And welcoming and acknowledging it without any sense of judgment or need to change, but simply becoming aware and holding ourselves gently. And let's take our attention onto any sounds that we can hear. Sounds outside the window, in the wider household. Noticing sounds close by and those further away. And it may be that we want to stay with one particular sound, listening deeply to the frequency, to the spaces between the vibrations. Or if our mind is still very active, we may choose to toggle in between different sounds, those sounds that are close by and those that are further away. and allowing the focus on sound to settle the mind. But also being aware that as our minds start to wind down and our bodies start to relax, often the thoughts pop in. And so we notice the thoughts, we acknowledge them, and we gently invite them to float away on a cloud, almost as if our mind is an expanse of blue sky and each thought is a different cloud that floats through the mind and then disappears off into the horizon. And we do this process gently and kindly. And it might be that we need to unhook from the tow of thought many, many times during the meditation. It's quite natural. And so it's not about judgment or frustration at how busy the mind might be, but rather it's about acknowledging the skill of being able to let go of thinking in that moment and gently guide the attention back to the meditation and to the object of the meditation, which for the moment is sound. Let's listen deeply to all that we can hear. And gently, when we're ready, guiding our attention inwards, letting go of external sound, and instead just bringing some attention to our own internal sounds. Perhaps the sound of our heart beating, or the sound of the blood rushing round our veins. Perhaps the sound of our breathing. And for some people, an ocean breath can be quite helpful. Sound through a constricted throat. Because it can give us a focus on sound as well as on breath for the meditation. So if we focus in on the sound of our breathing, we might choose to cultivate a sound that we wish to keep and utilize for this meditation. And in doing so, we might be able to find the beginning of the in-breath, that point just as we are about to breathe in. Where does that begin in the body? And we might be able to notice the space before the beginning of the inhale and see if it's possible to just soften that experience of breathing. And if our minds are still really active, it can be helpful to start counting, breathing in to the count of 10, breathing out to the count of 10. And as we start to focus and our breath becomes longer and our count becomes slower, we might reduce the number we're counting. But using numbers and inviting the brain to concentrate on counting can be a helpful anchor if we've had such a busy day. And we might breathe in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and in, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And it might be we're taking 2 or 3 breaths with each count of 10. And that's fine, just finding our own rhythm. But let's focus on getting the inhalation count the same as the exhalation count as a way of helping us ground into the space. I'm just inviting you to practice that now. Remembering that every time we find ourselves caught in thinking, it's helpful to label it thinking and perhaps bring a bit of a smile to our face and with a bit of humour acknowledge that our mind is busy and wants to take us off into thought. Then we lightly and gently release the thinking as we bring our attention back to the body, back to the breath, back to the counting. And at any time, if the counting isn't serving us, we can let go and stay with the breath, breathing in from beginning to end, and staying with the sensation of the exhale from beginning to end. And taking time just to connect with our body if it feels comfortable. So staying with the meditation, either counting or breathing if you're happily there. And if you need a little more support to just unwind and relax still further, I'm just going to invite a little bit of attention onto the body. And I'll name a few parts of the body, and if you wish to, you can take your attention there and gently invite each part of the body to rest and relax as I name it. And if you prefer to stay with the counting or the breathing, then please just allow my voice to fade away and become a sound, a rhythmic sound that ties in with your meditation of choice. But we might choose to bring the attention to the top of the head and perhaps noticing the hair follicles that grow out of the top of the head. And maybe the back of the head, allowing it to rest and slacken a little bit more. Perhaps having a sense of smoothing out the forehead. Allowing the eyes to just release the last bits of tension the muscles around the eyes might be holding. And inviting the cheekbones to lengthen and soften. Maybe, if it's possible, placing an upturned smile on the mouth. And always with the breath, staying with the breath. allowing the inhale to be our balm, to bring us into the present moment, and allowing the exhale to just release, relax, and soften the muscles, the tensions. We can let it go. There's no need to hold it anymore. Let it go. Noticing how the neck is feeling. And also taking the attention to the top of the shoulders, the back of the shoulders, and the front. And really having a sense of, is there a possibility to release the tension a little further, to rest back a little bit more, to feel held by the support of the bed, the chair, feel upright, just allowing the tension to drop away towards the ground. Noticing the back, the upper part of the back, the middle part, lower part. Releasing the tension. And also perhaps sending some breath to any areas of stiffness or soreness. Inviting a sense of care. Taking our attention to the front of the body. Breathing into the areas around our heart space. And perhaps connecting just for a moment into the heart space to send some gratitude to ourselves for coming on to the meditation today and giving ourselves this precious space to practice and to relax. Taking our attention around our middle part of the body, the digestive system, lower part, the intestines, stomach, really just perhaps being grateful that they work so well for us, that we have such an amazingly high functioning body and all that it does for us. Aren't we lucky? We can eat and we can continue to enjoy life. And we're grateful that we're able to eat food and taste food, and that we have food to eat to sustain us. And perhaps we can take our attention to the pelvic area, the sexual organs, the hips, and invite each of these areas to release any tension. to soften, to let go, and always being open to become aware of what emotion might be present for us in our bodies. And if it arises during practice, just holding it tenderly. There's no right or wrong way to be in meditation. It's simply an experience of the present moment. And so we welcome it. We welcome our thoughts that pop in, even as we invite them to let go. And we welcome the bodily sensations that let us know they're comfortable or uncomfortable. And we welcome any emotions that are present within us this moment on this particular day. And we breathe, and we're grateful we have breath in our body. That we are alive and we can connect to that very sense of aliveness. And we might take our attention to our right leg and noticing the thigh, the knee, and the shin, the calf, and inviting these muscles to just release the tension. Can they become really heavy? Almost imagining like there's a sandbag that you can put on them. Weighting down, releasing. We allow the right ankle to flop out and invite all of those bones to just soften and relax a little more. And also the right foot. Perhaps taking a moment to be with the sole of the foot, just to see what's present, what sensations are there. Perhaps inviting each of the toes in turn to just let go and relax. And then we might choose to take our attention to the left leg. And starting with the toes this time, just perhaps taking our attention in and out of each of the toes. Noticing and becoming aware of the top of the foot. And then the underneath of the foot and the sole of the foot. And are the sensations present in the left foot as they are in the right? Or does it feel different? It's bringing that sense of curiosity to our experience. Bringing our attention to the left ankle. The left calf. The left shin. The knee. The front of the knee and the underneath of the knee. To the left thigh. That big, strong muscle. Imagining there's a sandbag just weighing down on top of the left thigh. And can we take into our mind's eye the whole of our left leg? Breathing in as the muscles expand, breathing out as they release. How does it feel to be in the left leg right now? And taking into our mind's eye both legs, the whole of the body. Just allowing our attention to sweep from one part of the body to the next, becoming aware of anything that we need to acknowledge in this present moment. And if we're happy, resting back and simply being with the breath, taking the precious time to do that. Just allowing the inhale, enjoying the exhale, and always with the option to use the counting if it's helpful. Breathing in, breathing out. Noticing if our mind is a little bit quieter now, if we feel a little bit more relaxed, and sometimes it doesn't happen like that for us. Sometimes we bring patience and understanding to our experience of meditation. And just be grateful that we've shown up and we're meditating in this moment. And other times we do see a sense of relaxation in the body and calming of the mind, and we're grateful for that. However our experience is, let's rest back and enjoy for the last few minutes, breathing in silence, and being with our bodies and our minds just as we are. And perhaps taking time to connect again with the gratitude we tapped into earlier. And if you wish to, it might be nice to think of a few things, maybe 4 or 5, that you feel grateful for today. It might be the sun on your face. It might be the connection with other people. The fact that you've given yourself some rest today. It might be the food that you ate. Whatever it is that you're grateful for, I invite you to take your breath to your heart space and just become super conscious and grateful for those things that bring you joy. And then letting go of that practice and starting ever so gently to become aware of our fingers and toes once more. Perhaps inviting some gentle movement, noticing the temperature and air around and the temperature of the clothes on our skin. Becoming aware in our mind's eye of the position of the furniture in the room, where we are in the room. If it feels comfortable to do so, deepening the inhalation, perhaps taking a stretch, exhaling. And in this group, you're invited to stay in a place of deep rest and relaxation. There's no need to come back and engage. So for those of you who are bringing the meditation to a close, I'm going to ring the bell and wish you all a very pleasant evening. Hope you've enjoyed the meditation.